Welcome back to Shaw Spotlight. I'm here with Mayor Caul. She's the mayor of Fort Frances. Now, COVID-19 has affected a lot of communities differently. Mayor Caul, how has it affected Fort Frances?
Well, I think more than anything, everybody just is a little frightened here, but finally coming maybe to Fort Frances. We've been very fortunate. We haven't had any outbreaks of COVID-19 at all. One near the beginning was a lady who had been on a cruise and she hadn't even been home yet. So that's as close as we've come, plus a nurse who works in just across in International Falls, Minnesota. Um, came home with COVID one day, but she had not been in the public at all because she was responsible nurse, so she had stayed away from everyone, luckily. So we haven't been affected by it that way, but it's been really difficult as a town trying to figure out how to handle now things that are starting to open up. I guess that's the biggest problem right now, knowing what to try opening and what you can and can't do. And it's very, very difficult. I was just going through a message here a little while ago. We have homeless people just like everywhere else, and we're trying to accommodate them too. But with all the town washrooms and any other facilities closed, there is no place for them. So you try to think, well, what can we do? How can we fix that problem? So that's what my problem today is, trying to fix.
How do you think the community of Fort Frances has responded to COVID-19? Like you said, you haven't really had any cases, but how's the community been?
The community's really been fantastic. They've really been very careful about what they're doing. You only see people if you have to go to get groceries yourself, basically. They're not out and about too much at all. I do know the stores downtown have curbside pickup, and last week we have offered to use the center square of town, Rainy Lake Square, to our restaurant owners who might like to do some serving there, a few businesses down from their own business, or have a little patio on the outside of their store as well, just to make it a little bit easier for them, and hopefully they can get a little bit more business started up. And of course, now we've got people at our beaches, so we're really, just trying to stress that they keep their distance if they can, but at the same time, washrooms aren't open, public washrooms and that aren't open. So we're struggling with how to get all that put together so that it makes it easier for the people who are here on holiday or just going out for a fun day at the beach, and making it safe for our staff as well. So
now that things are starting to open up, are you concerned? Are you worried about the community?
I am. It feels like we've been in our own little bubble kind of here for the last few months, and with no traveling anywhere, we've been very fortunate because we haven't had to fight the pandemic at all here. But it scares me to think that once other people start coming in from other provinces, it might start to enter this community as well. And of course, I do not want to see the Canadian-U.S. border open anytime soon, as that's the same feeling as all the municipal leaders across this district and the Kenora district are feeling actually too. It's quite scary over there at this time, and I don't want to see that border open for any reason right now other than when it has to be open for trucks and frontline workers.
Mm-hmm. That seems to be the general consensus when you talk to people, is that people just want to stay kind of in our own bubble where we can take care of things ourselves. Now, there's a lot of community groups that have come together. I know in Thunder Bay, a lot of community groups have come together. I'm sure it's the same in Fort Frances. Is there anything you want to say to the people and community groups of Fort Frances that have come together to protect everyone from COVID-19?
It really makes you think and realize how lucky you are to have these frontline workers who give their own lives for the lives of other people. Our nurses and doctors, police, firemen, the medical staff, the paramedics, the mental health staff, the people who keep the grocery stores and other businesses open so that people have a place to go to get food even. You really take all of that with a grain of salt usually, and it really stops to make you realize how vulnerable we are and how important we are as a community to work together.
Mhm. Do you have a message that you'd like to send out to the people of Fort Francis, to the community members, to everyone who's watching this interview?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm very, very proud of this community and how they have handled this. We've had no big problems at all as far as COVID-19 goes, and following the rules and regulations that have been set down by the province. And I just appreciate the residents of this town so very much for their kindness and for their patience, because it certainly is something that you have to be very patient about. And even though it's not here, they're still being patient and knowing that we have to be very careful. So I just want everybody to make sure that they continue to be following all the regulations of making sure that you're using hand sanitizer or washing your hands, and safe distancing when you can, wear a mask when you need to. Even though we haven't had any incidents here, we still need to wear a mask to protect other people from ourselves in case we do carry the illness. We never know whether we're asymptomatic or not. So I appreciate being in this town and appreciate having this community behind me.
Great. Thank you so much for talking with me today. Hopefully we can talk again in a couple weeks and more things have opened up, and hopefully we'll still be in the same safe bubble that we're in right now.
Yes, I hope so. Thanks very much for contacting me, and I really appreciate the opportunity.